Hey everybody, and welcome back to the special technique number 2 video. So one of the things I wanted to say as a continuation of the other one is when I previously did this, pay attention on your all-purpose mat. I have one side seems to be more, clothy than the other. This side is very plasticky. So I think that this is the side I was supposed to be doing things on, and I now have permanent gloss spray on my material side. So number 1 is make sure that you are working on your slick side of the all-purpose mat when you're doing fun things. Okay, so it occurs to me that some of you may not have the turquoise and cheddar gloss sprays that are featured in this kit. And I wanted to say, well, number 1, so this is the turquoise gloss spray. So it does sit on the top and it is kind of shiny. It's not shiny like the shimmer brushes are shiny. It's shiny like still wet shiny. So it's pretty cool, and my light is not good. But anyway, so those are the techniques that we were using. But if you don't have those and you have other things in your stash, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over what else do I have. So one of the else's that I have is, and I thought I would try first, is I still have that Create a Shade paint. And that is, it's pearl, so it also creates a shine. You take your sprayer, whatever you have, and you add some 70% rubbing alcohol. You add your Create a Shade paint, and then you take whatever your shade is. So I'm wanting to create an orange. So I mixed tangerine and cranberry re-inkers in mine. And so these are the old Close to My Heart little sprayers, but there's infinite number of sprayers that you can get around. So I put those 4 ingredients into my sprayer, the rubbing alcohol, Create a Shade paint, and 2 shades of re-inker as an alternative. Now, one spray, a close spray, it kind of works the same as those others, where I get, boy, this light is just awful. I get just a dusting, I guess. So it definitely has shimmer. It doesn't have a lot of color. But if I move my shimmer brush farther away, and whereas in the others, it was the very pressed, this one is, it's almost to the end, and then I just bring my finger up a little bit, then I get those larger dots. So this is nice and shiny, and it also has a different pieces of sizes of dots on there. So this one wasn't bad. Let's see, we'll put that. Boy, the light is weird today. Okay, so then I said, well, that's not perfect what I want. So in a different one, I have my rubbing alcohol and the 2 shades of re-inker. A lot of cranberry. This one seems to be quite a bit darker. That the Create a Shade paint really lightens up your differences. So you can see that my another one is quite darker. So let's see what happens. I'm going to spray it from far away again, and then I'm going to try and I'm going to squeeze it all the way down, and then just pick it up, and oh, it's dropping in the wrong place. Let me move my hand. So here I can get some splatters. So this is getting closer, I think. It's not going to have that shimmer because it doesn't have the paint inside, but I was able to, and it's probably just me practicing. It's probably not really the medium. But again, I've got some big splotches and some small splotches, and so I can at least create some texture on my leaves. Okay, so I think that is, and the reason that I'm doing that with this is because I don't have any shimmer brushes in an orange or red flavor that isn't light pink. So I had to come up with something else for my leaves. But for my circles, the first thing I would try is I have a lagoon shimmer brush. So that's pretty close to the color that we're trying to do. So I squeezed it extra so I could get it some pooled up here. And then I will fling my paint. Now I don't have very much control at all over this. I felt much more happier. And then you can also get the smaller with even less control by hitting your hands together to stop it. But so the shimmer brushes are kind of fun because they come down real dark, like you can see that one, but they lighten up really fast. And then pretty soon you're just left with shimmer and sparkle, which is quite nice. It's different than this, but it's not bad. Well, and then you can't even see what this is. Anyway, so that is another option that you can use for your stuff. And I wanted to, since this one was already kind of preloaded to come out on here, I want to do one with gold, because if you don't have any, it's a pretty good chance you'll have gold, or at least plain clear sparkles. So I'll clean up my mess so I don't extract that onto other projects. And then, so I get some new colors. So I try my gold. So when you're wanting to create, oh, that one was, you squeeze it a little bit until something comes out, and that way you have more juice on here, so that when you're flinging, you have something to fling. But this one is like, I'm so controlled that it's only going exactly where I'm putting it. So I don't know if this is more effective or less effective. But anyway, so those are shimmer brushes. So you can get the same effect, and most of you have one or two shimmer brushes that you can come up with a similar color. And I suppose you could even use this gold color on the leaves, and that would be just fine. Here, and then I got to clean up my shimmer brush mess. Okay, so the next semi-obvious thing was, so we're talking about re-inkers. A lot of people use their tray top and re-inker. I've not used this myself as a technique, so we're trying this together. But I put my brush, my paintbrush, in a little bit of water, and then I'll just dab it in here just to give it a little bit more liquidity. And so again, this is creating splotches and color. Just the way I do it, I seem to always get a nice line of stuff. So this isn't being shimmery, this isn't being shiny, but it is being splotchy and messy, which is sort of the goal. So that so just re-inker and water would work as well. And then lastly, and we've done this before, just watercolor paints. Now the watercolor paints are going to be kind of close, because watercolor paints definitely sit on top of your project, and then they're I don't know, they're shiny. They're more glossy really than anything. And then we just pick a color, maybe this teal color. Oh, you can't see. So I'm picking this teal color here. It's kind of a light blue, or maybe I could even mix. I like mixing, so that the light with this dark teal here. Maybe that would be similar to the turquoise spray. And then we just take our paintbrush, and again with the splotting, So the nice thing about the watercolor paints is you can almost get the exact color you want just by mixing. So this one's pretty close. It's a little darker than my spray, but it's in the same family. So there are tons of options if you don't have or didn't want to try getting those gloss sprays, where you can still get the splotchiness of the look with what you have on hand. So I hope you try some of those out and make your projects nice and messy, because that's what they're supposed to be. So thanks for watching. Happy crafting.